Steve in Phoenix, Arizona, watching on Free Speech TV. Hey, Steve, what's up?
Tom, just listening to your previous caller, Judy. I think she's spot on. We've got a neighbor a few houses down, and they've put some solar panels on the roof, and they got a pool, and there was around $400 a month, basically. Well, that was summertime, but she told me they're breaking even, so
yeah.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
One thing I'd like to kind of go over here is we've got a water issue here. We live a little bit outside the city of Phoenix, okay? And our water bill, for my wife and myself, it's right around $97 to $100 a month. Okay, that's 4,000 to 7,000 gallons, and it don't matter. It only varies pennies, between that, a couple bucks, if it's between that. Okay, our private entity here wants to raise the water rates 37%.
You have a private for-profit water corporation?
Yes, sir. Indeed. And so you couple that on there, you're looking at, $137 a month, $137.
Yeah.
Now, onto that, we have private garbage through Waste Management, who also, by the way, sponsor the Phoenix Open. And, when's the last time you heard of a garbage company sponsoring a golf tournament?
Well, if they own a monopoly, they've got you by the proverbial fill in the blank.
Indeed. So we're looking at here $152 a month for water and garbage.
Right.
Now, our friends in Phoenix, in the city of Phoenix, they've got City of Phoenix water and they have City of Phoenix garbage. And they have, a bill here, and in fact, even faxed it to me last year because I saw it, and it was for $69 for the month.
Right.
And that included the trash and the water.
Right, and this comparable size house, comparable neighborhood?
Yep, about, in fact, our house is a little bit bigger. And we don't have a pool,
right.
I can add that, too. In fact, we used to live about 4 blocks from them when we lived in the city of Phoenix, and we had a pool, and ours was about that, so it really hasn't gone up yet.
Right.
So I'm almost going to be paying double for what goes on.
Right. Well, hey, you got to pay for. The stockholders have to earn a dividend in a private corporation. The CEO has to make his couple $1 million, and you got to pay for the private jet and the gold faucets in the bathroom and the little the flight attendant who brings the meal to the executive while he's at 30,000 feet and you got to pay for the advertising and the salespeople and all those other things that it takes to make a corporation work.
Yeah, it's a great gig if you can get it, I guess.
Yeah, well, if you can get it on a monopoly, then absolutely. And this is where I don't understand why the libertarians don't jump on this and clearly define. And this is where I blame the billionaires funding the libertarian think tanks. Because if the populist libertarians, like the guy who called in earlier and felt that he really understood it and he really had it, if those folks were to say, okay, we're all in favor of free market and the free market should not include the commons, and here's what we define as the commons, because this is the thing that the libertarian, it's a conversation that is almost you can't have, in libertarian circles. They don't want to talk about the commons. Okay, let's agree that they will say the commons are the police and the army and the judge and the court system to prevent fraud. And I would say, well, no, wait a minute. Our schools, our roads, our anything that is a natural monopoly, a water supply, septic supply, electric supply, these things are the things that somebody shouldn't be making a buck off of. We should collectively be administering for the good of all of us, for the public good, in a way that is well done. And history demonstrates that can be done, and not just the history of the United States. I mean, history of countries all over the world. And then, let the market go crazy in other areas. Although I do think that we should say, the natural tendency of capitalism, and this is where Karl Marx's analysis in Das Kapital was absolutely spot on, even though his prescription, I think, was wrong. The natural tendency of capitalism is to monopoly. And that's why back in the 1920s, I forget her name, Marie somebody or other, invented the game Monopoly, was to show the dangers of laissez-faire capitalism because it was being promoted so aggressively by Warren Harding and his administration, when he ran for president in 1920 on the platform of less government in business, more business in government. And it's just, so anyhow, Steve, I got to move along, but thank you for the call. Very well said and excellent.